What's up, everybody? It's good to see you again. My name is Kafa. For the new viewers here, it's good to meet you. I'm glad you can be here. So basically, I have what you see here is called the Zin-Finity Board, and this is going to be a fire sign reading. Fire signs are the Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius is out there. Shout outs to y'all. I'm glad you guys are here. We're gonna get into something really, I just wanted to show something really cool to y'all that I found out. So hold on. So I know you can see this, okay, right here, and I just wanted to point it out right here a little bit. Now, what I noticed is that when you look at the tree of life, fire signs have an equilibrium of itself. If you look at my previous videos, you can get all the information on how and what this reading is about and what I'm reading for. But fire signs has an equilibrium of itself. This is the mental process, this is the physical process, so that's where your equilibrium lies. So think about that as we go into this reading to find out, while we're here, basically keep introducing this concept, which is the divine masculine approach to tarot, also known as the Zin-Finity Board. As I said before, I just want to get a quick explanation of what this is. The Zin-Finity Board, or Zifi, is a divination multitool that allows the reader as well as the viewers to etherically project conscious tarot, a place to see your cards come alive and consciously act out the role they play. So some readers are extremely gifted and can read the cards filthy, but what if the cards could put on a show? What would they tell you then? So understand this structure right here. You might see it as the Philosopher's Stone. You also see the places for the cards. Then you also understand that the tree of life is connected to it. So if you're interested in that information, my previous video on my landing page, you'll see everything about it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy creating it. So let's move on with the fire signs, and I just want to basically let everybody know I basically became a reader because I had an idea for an app for the whole industry of tarot, and the only way to get it out there, the only way to promote it, is to expose it. So I'm good with presentation. I've been good with presentation in my whole life, and hopefully by doing this and learning the craft that I see, I've been listening to the tarot for about 2 years now, and I've been fascinated with the information in it. It led me to this right here, and we'll get started right now. So I created a new structure in how I'm doing the readings from now on, and it goes as follows. It has 3 parts, and the first part is called Viscera Vitalis. Let me do that again. I don't know. You can't laugh at your own name, but I thought it was cool. So I hope you see it there. It's Viscera Vitalis. So Viscera is basically about the guts, like what's in the guts. If you look at your gut health, you can basically tell what you need to do to change it, to make your body healthy and all that other stuff. So we're thinking about the guts of the situation. This is the story of you, the structure of your mind, and it's also connected to the information that you need to get to your abundance. So that's the first part. And this is about kinetic energy, from ether to desire, right? It's kinetic energy is energy which a body possesses by virtue of being in motion. So this is about the energy coming towards you. So understand that. Then there's the potential energy. Potential runs from desire to will. Now this is about the process and time itself and all those different kinds of processes itself. But the forces, physics, and things like that. Let me run through it. Physical runs this line. Mental runs this line. Physical runs this line. Dark runs this line. Light runs this line. When you go in, it's this card right here, or this point. Go out or expand, it's this card right here. You all know fire, air, water, earth. The body, the spirit, the mind, and the soul is under here, represented by the crown also. When you go in dark and light energies, you see the dark right here, you see the light right here. But to save space, it's right here, the dark is right here, and the light is right here. And there you have it, Zin-Finity. So let's move on to the potential energy, which runs from desire to will, which I call the Pneuma effect. So potential energy is energy possessed by a body of virtue, by virtue of its position. So now that you have what you desire, what are you going to use? How are you going to use the things to get to what you want? Your aspiration, your goal, right? And we're going to go into how the affinity of the elements play that role, and how they show you clearly, hands down, you know, this is divine masculine. We need to see everything. And tired of the emotion, let's see the things at play. Let's see what we need to work on, right? So it also talks about the factors. We'll get to it. Then from will to ether, which is your aspiration, understand that. The reason why you came here, but this is also my seat. So hopefully I can expose some truth today that will get you to where you want to be. That's my goal here, and that's the goal of Zin-Finity, right? Alright, so the mechanical energy there runs from will to ether. I call it the star stream, but it doesn't run from will to ether this way. It runs in a Z. The Z shape is from earth, water, fire, air, ether. Now this runs as your experimentation, your expression, your integration, your transcendence, and your aspiration. Of course, like the reason why you came there. So until you unlock these factors, until you get this process, you won't be able to do the physical things, you know? This is the physical process right here. So I hope you understand that. We're going to move on. Well, before I move on, think of mechanical energy as the sum of objects, the sum of an object's kinetic and potential energy, right? So kinetic plus potential equals mechanical, and you run it through the process, which leads you to your abundance. So this is also the mind, and you see how the mind plays tricks on you, but it can't hear. And that's the reason and the beauty of this divination board in general. It's also going to be an app. You check the description box below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I want to get this out as soon as possible, so I hope you see what this can do. And imagine what it can do in the hands of the readers that you listen to on a daily. Alright. So, without further ado, I start shuffling and start talking about the messages that were given to me to speak about today when it comes to the fire signs. Now, I talked about the equilibrium in the mind. Well, the mental and the physical process. It's like you guys don't need to work too hard to get to your abundance. So anything that's in your way is like either divinely in your way for you to learn something about yourself, or somebody intentionally blocking you. Well, it can be intentional or subconscious actions, you know, things that people don't even know that they're doing. But it's all blockages because everything that you do comes naturally. So when it doesn't, you can identify these points in your life where things are going wrong. So let's get to it. Aries is the house of self. Understand that as Aries understands self-transcendence is the Aries specialty. That's what I should say. Yeah. Self-transcendence. Yeah. A Leo is the house of pleasure. Now, you guys understand what everybody wants. But I believe God is aligning me to say right now that you have the most control over it. And if somebody manipulates you, you have the worst control over it. So, whoever's around you that's guiding you to do the things that give them pleasure, just look at it. And we got the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Swords on the bottom. So to talk about pressure right now, we'll get to it. Let's keep going. Make sure I do this right. Alright, so the messages was the worst possible time. You know how it's like when I wanted to do this reading, it seems like everything is in the way, nothing is perfect, but perfection is dead, right? So why not just go with what you have? Come as you are, right? Now, that's a little bit harder for me because I'm a perfectionist. But I challenge myself every day to get this material out. And it's for everybody's abundance, so we'll see where this goes. So this portion is Viscera Vitalis. This is about checking your vitals. These are the points in your mind, so we're going to draw some cards to understand the current energies, right? This is the seat of you, the crown. This is the seat of me, and we're going to talk about the rest. So these numbers these spots are numbered, and you'll see them as I put them down. You'll also see a description. Use your intuition to guide you to the information that you're supposed to think about as I read, because we're supposed to work together. You know, let's do this together. Now, I didn't even say it that it was the second message, but pressure was the second message. And when that Seven of Swords came out, it just kind of went to my mind. I don't know. That's crazy. I didn't even get to say it. Now the third thing is eating negative energy. And what does that mean? Masculine is positive, feminine is negative, right? This is a neutral space, the space of you, but the space where everything combines and conjoins together. You know, the earth, where we all live here together. Think of it that way. It happens the same way in your mind. Your mind is a world too. So, and if we're thinking as above, so below, well, think about that real quick. So I'm guided to just start. The Knight of Pentacles is in the position of your crown, right? So let me keep going. I'm not going to start the explanation right now. I'm going to wait until it's the right time to say something. The only reason it was a slow process, well, is because you either had, it was a slow process because you were doing way too much. And sometimes you need to just think about what you're going to do before you do it. Because burnout is real. You do too much, you ain't got no energy for the next thing. You ain't got no energy for yourself. Now you're trying to please other people. Okay, remember how I was talking about this pleasure and pleasing other people? You understand the pleasure. People come to you for what they like, you know? If it resonates sexually for you, you'll understand that. But when it comes to your business and your abundance, a lot of pleasure comes through the expense of money. And you need to make sure you can keep up with your vices. But more as you need to make sure you can keep up with your pleasures, or you can reduce the amount of pleasures you actually need to operate. What is it that's... let me just keep going. This is the face value. And let me just keep going, because I ain't got enough cards yet. But it's talking. Alright. So, the King of Pentacles in the light. We all... okay. Yeah. So, the Knight and the King. The Justice card in the space of ether. Now, understand these spaces as costumes. And the cards that I put down are the people that play the roles. Right? So, this is how it's read. Okay? This is, for desire, you have the Emperor. Justice and the Emperor. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Now, when it comes into your aspiration, your justice right now, that is... hold on. On a tree of life, Gebura is connected to Tiferet with the Justice card. So, it's self-pleasure. Not pleasuring yourself, masturbation. If that's what you're doing too much of it. But it could come different ways. You can do too much. It's just too much. That's what I'm talking about. You're doing too much of drinking. You're doing too much smoking. When you know how you get when you smoke and you know how you get when you drink, you're going to want to do other things that pleasure you, but don't really get you to your abundance, because you're not thinking about what it takes, what it requires of yourself to get there. This is a self journey. Even we're here with everybody, and this is a team effort. It should be. But this is a journey with yourself, by yourself. Alright. I'm going to put this one first, since I caught it. Okay. And this one second, since it fell on the floor. And this is in the space of spirit. So for will, you have the 9 of swords. Now, this is very frustrating, right? Sitting up crying. It happens in different ways. If you don't cry, you are definitely on your vice a lot more, because that's the way we humans hide a lot of emotions. We just go out, drink and party and have fun. I used to do it all the time. I used to go to karaoke every other day. Every other day I was at karaoke. Crazy. And then it started to die down because I started to not get the same feeling out of it. I was looking for something more. Speaking of, couldn't even find it. Now, I couldn't even find the world when it fell on the floor. It was right there. I knew it was there. So there's something right in your face that you're not seeing, and you know you're looking for it. Almost like that thought on the tip of your tongue that will give you everything you need. Like, so close but yet so far. That's the energy that the world is giving me right now. So this is on the space of the mind. You got the world in your mind. You understand people blocking you from your pleasure is either people blocking you or asking you out too much. I don't know why there's a lot of emotion here in this reading. Of course, because it's a fire reading, right? Fire sign reading. Now, I didn't even talk about the Sag. I'm a Sag rising, right? And that is the house of spirituality. Now, you have the Aries of the South and the Sag of the spirituality, and then the Leo of the pleasure. So, the Self and the Spirit wants pleasure, right? We all want our abundance. Think of it that way, because these perspectives hold consciousness in itself. So, this is why these cards have to play a role. They need a body, right? If you're interested in the information about what's happening here, take a look at my first video. Like, share, and subscribe this one. And I would love it if you can share it with your favorite reader. Now, this is who I'm after. If you are a reader who has a channel online, shout this board out. Because I'm creating an app for you. This is a seat I created in a throne, but I can't show it to you yet. I'm a very creative person. And I have an app design team at my disposal waiting for me to give them instructions. So, with your help, and with the help of the viewers here, in the community itself, hopefully we can get this out as soon as possible. Take a look at my description box. You'll see the GoFundMe, and also there's my Cash App. The Cash App goes towards the channel, and the GoFundMe goes strictly towards the app, and it's going to be a good one. And I'm sure I just showed an image of it, but let's continue. So you had the world in your mind. Okay, I was guided to take this one out, and this is in the body. Now you have the 7 of Wands. Now the 7 of Wands in the body is, what's on here? The moon. The moon is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. As you get rid of the things you don't need, you will reveal the things that you can't live without. I hope that helps somebody. If this helps you, put it in the comment box below. You know, I would love to understand if this helps somebody, because this is what I'm here for. And if this is my gift, I will be here for you. So here we go, right? And this is another reason why I created a Chi-Fi theory. This is a proof. This is specifically a proof of tarot itself. I believe I've discovered something, and I don't know why I was thinking of proof just now. Proof and polarity, with the King of Swords in that position. Ooh. Okay, let's move on. When it comes up to how you're getting rid of the things around you, you're a genius. It's like people are being let down so easily they can't even be mad. So keep doing it. I know it might be hard for you to let people go, but these are the people that pull, let's just say pull on your pleasure. You know? Your pleasure is for you. That's your Sephiroth, Tiferet, right? That's your house. Also, that's the house of the sun and beauty, right? The sun gives us our abundance every day, as well as the moon, right? Or this time the Empress is on the bottom. There's talk of balance right now. So let me get the rest of these out. Alright. So on fire, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, okay, these two came out just right there, right then and there. Alright, so let me see how should I did that. So if it was face down, 11, 12. Okay. So the star and the sun. It's crazy I just said the moon and the sun, and then the star and the sun came out. Okay. Ooh. What? People cannot hold any of your truth. So, not just start swinging your truth around everywhere, because you'll take it. You'll just start doing too much because you're used to doing too much. When you find your power, control it. Don't even let people know that that's what you learned about yourself. Get used to it. Like, maybe start off small. Don't think so big. Yeah. Whatever you want, God aligns a path for you to get it. It's that simple. You manifest it. You train yourself in what it takes for you to be able to control that gift, that whatever you need, that abundance, and then you go on that journey of obtaining it, right? I forgot why I said that, but I'm guided to talk about balance real quick. When you think of balance, you think of 50-50, right? 50-50, right? Now, that's not necessarily true. I seen something in music theory. It was a documentary online that talked about how balance is actually 70-30, or in my opinion 28-72. 72 for the name of God, 28 for the moon, the sun, or whatever. Let's just leave that at that. God, moon. Well, the moon exposes as much as the sun does, but on a different spectrum. So that's probably why I said that. There's somebody that you have allowed in that you're kind of flushing out. Is a lot of bad habits that leached onto you that you're flushing out. All you gotta do is focus on what gives you happiness, right? The things that are easy. Because the things that are not easy, the things that leave you in your feelings, Queen of Swords, the leanings that leave you in your feelings, right? Are probably the things that's not for you. You should kind of stay away from it. You should kind of observe it. Instead of reacting, look at it. Don't react. Or respond to it in a way where you can just leave. Respond to it in a way where it protects your, I don't know, sanity maybe. Respond to it in a way where you won't regret it later. So, for the next part of the reading, we have the Pneuma effect. Now, there's Ignis and Pneuma, right? And that's in the body. Greek medicine, you can look it up. You see we have the cards here. I only read everything for face value, but now we're going to get into it. But before we do that, we have to show the affinity. Now, you see that this is a color-coded board. And so is fire, air, water, earth, right? The crown has an energy too. So does desire, will, spirit, body, mind, soul. So, in a sense, the cards should align up elementally along the way. If they do, you are doing completely the right thing. If they don't, their focus will show itself. So what does that mean? We'll get into it. The more cards that show up on a certain place tells me and you where you should shine your light on, where you should focus on, where there could be a blockage, where you should pay more attention to, right? So we're going to get into it. So let me run through the Sephiro really quickly and give you an explanation on how this is an energetic grid. You all understand how emotions are energetic. It is energy in motion. Energy in motion, emotion, right? So that emotion flows through the mind and the body, right? Get it? Mind and body, right? And these points line up perfectly with this grid, as well as the worlds. It's beautiful. The Philosopher's Stone is a 2D masterpiece, as well as the Tree of Life and all of its information that comes out of it. And when you put them together, you get Zin-Finity. And this is why I'm here. So, again, like, I wonder how the app will turn up when you understand what I got in store for y'all. But let's move on. This is where the fire signs are and the equilibrium of the mental process and the physical process. That means you shouldn't have to work that hard. That's the premise. And it's the worst possible time. There's a lot of pressure, and you should learn how to eat the negative energy. So that's the messages, and we're going to go into the affinity really quickly. So I'm going to shuffle and then draw flat out on this pack, because I believe I use unless I'm guided to change up. But for now, I'm gonna draw the cards if they don't come out when I need them to. So let's see. That drain disappeared. Okay. Seen this one though. Oh, before I move on, I have to expose your gift. Now, the soul in this chart has 3 parts. That is the superconscious, the id, and the ego. You all can understand what the ego's like, what the ego is doing, right? Now, the id has to do with the zodiac and your placement, right? Now, the superconscious is, think of it as what happened before these two split and became their own. The thing that you came down here for, the reason. It holds the reason. So, yes, the reader, me, I sit in the seat of ether, where it leads you with my you can just say, I'm helping you with the information in my perspective to lead you to the reason you came here in the first place. But at the same time, you have a gift. And this gift is just something you were brought here with. Nobody can take it from you. And it rounds it to be the 10 of Pentacles. It's a lot of earth energy. And you know what earth and fire is doing to each other? They're supporting each other, right? Now the air is fanning the fire. And that means there's a rhythm here. Now, the reason why rhythm comes up right now is because of the fire placement is the place of rhythm. And that's what comes naturally to you. Being you understand where you are in the tree of life. So, let me put this back over here. And move on. So, the Ten of Pentacles is your gift. And what does this mean? That if anything doesn't have the right earth placement, you, in using your gift, can fill the empty space, can ease the process, can eliminate the process, right? But that's up in the air. Have you been doing things that lead you to get rid of some of the things that you don't need? Have you been being humble enough with some of the things that you absolutely know, some of the people that you absolutely know you shouldn't be around, some of the people that get you into this trouble, some of the people that have you out 4 in the morning when you know you got work at 6, 7:30. I used to be out all night and then be up at work early. When I'm out all night, for some reason, I'm there early. Made no sense to me. No sense. Some kind of weird ambition. Alright, so let's do this one more time. And I'm going to put these two face down. And what these are, like I said, the zodiac and the ego. We're not going to know what the ego does until we finish what you need to do. We finish with the equilibrium of the board, right? So let's move on. For the space of the crown, this should be fire, but earth supports fire, right? So we don't have to do anything with this space. But let's explain what the energy of the crown is telling us on this board real quick. You know, I got my computer up. Alright. So the Knight of Pentacles talks about mentalism and unity in the awareness and the understanding, the rights to know and to learn, and also the challenge is attachment. Now, how should I explain this? Of course, if you have an attachment, you need to detach. And this is what this card is telling me right now. You're getting rid, burning down. This is like burning down things that you just don't need, like burning it away. Just really getting rid of it. Because you got a lot of mental energy. This King of Swords is speaking to me. But, let me get it. Alright. So, the Knight of Pentacles. I only read for upright right now. And in a few, you'll see what reverse means. But, that will come in later readings. But, for now, the meaning of the Knight is utility, serviceableness, interest, rectitude, responsibility, right? So you're not concentrating on expanding right now. You're concentrating on dealing with the things that you have, because you already know that you already have what you need. You've been hearing this from other readers. I've been hearing it from other readers. I've been hearing it from myself. I should have what I need. What am I missing, right? You know, like that tip of on your tongue feeling, that on the tip of my tongue, like it's right there, I'm missing it, right? You know that it's there. So going in, we'll get to the Emperor when we get that. The Emperor is going to tell me how to find it. He's going to tell me how to find it. Find what I desire, right? So the board speaks to you, and so far this is what it's saying to me. But this is also your essential nature. Your essential nature is to work with what you have, to not use so much energy, right? It's not so much in creation, it's in mastery. That's your essential nature. And yeah, it's crazy that the Knight of Pentacles, when you look at my hold on, how should I put this? The depiction of the tarot, 1 through 10, right? The Knight is, you'll see it in my other video, the Knight of Pentacles is right here at Tiferet. So when you go through the mental process and you come back the physical process, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knights are at Tiferet. So it's speaking to you. It's speaking to me right now that you like to use what you have, but you can't find it. So that's frustrating. It's very frustrating. How many failed attempts using other things? Not knowing what gives you pleasure, but thinking that somebody else's ideas is enough for you. You are your own creature. Somebody else can never fulfill you. You have to fulfill yourself first. Then they add on to you. Nobody can fulfill you for yourself. You are your own soul, and you are here, let's just say body, spirit, mind, and soul together. Those are the things you work with, not other people. Those are the things that you work with first. Other people only add or subtract to your life, right? Bring negativity. But yeah, this 7 of Wands is getting rid of that. So that's enough with the Knight. Let's move on to the dark energy. This dark energy is about God's energy, or the energies coming towards you. It could be karmic, it could be whatever, but it's the energy that gives you the catalyst. Call it the catalyst energy, right? For your abundance, the thing, that spark that gives you what you need every time, right? And this river's, wow, I don't know, we got a flipper over here, but maybe you have the flip sides. This 3 of Wands, he's turned the other way, and when I picked it up, he wanted to be facing us. So this way he's facing us, but you can't see his face. This is very mask-like energy that's given me, and it's also out of affinity. So let me explain that. On this whole side, it should be a supporter or water or air. It should be air, water, or something that supports these two, right? But you'll understand that in a second when you see the affinity chart that I'm about to show you. But this fire should be on this side, and it's not. But this is what I'm guided to talk about right now, so let's go to it. This is giving me not wasted efforts. Am I pointing it correctly? Okay. This is giving me not wasted efforts, but it's like believing that you're not going to get it right. And that's the thing that's stopping you, which is very frustrating in general, because it's so hard to know that you are one of the main causes that stop your own abundance. It's one of the hardest things to accept, that you contribute to everything that hurts you. The hardest thing. You accept these things that happen to you. You allow them to happen to you. You can distance yourself. You're not like slow. You know how to distance yourself. It's very easy. But it requires a lot of strength and the belief that it will be another failed effort. It will be, fear of missing out came up into my mind just now. The fear of missing out is causing you not to believe in what you can already do. That's what that's giving me right now. And what this means is, symbolizes established strength, enterprises, effort, trade, discovery, commerce. Those are his ships bearing his merchandise, which are sailing over the sea. So this should be in the side of your will, right? Where you're actually doing these things. This is dreaming and imagining. So you're not even actually failing. You're dreaming that you're going to fail. Or you really believe that you're going to fail. Or people have you believing that you're going to fail. Or everything that you know is failing because it's not even for you in the first place. And when you clear it out, Well, we'll see. How clear would you see? Yeah. So the dark energy is about correspondence. Well, dark and light is correspondence, the law of correspondence. Then you have the sense of intuition, the psychological function of imagination, the right to see, challenge is illusion, objective is reality, identity is the archetype, right? And the chakra is, of course, the third eye, right? But what, as I said before, this is the energy coming towards you, or that catalyst that gives you that boost to do what you need, right? This is all in the Pneuma effect. Basically, we're gonna understand right now what we need to do to fix this fire energy. And I'm gonna shuffle one time and see if I could draw it. If not, the devil's showing up right here. And the Four of Cups. So decisions that rock your foundation. And you think it's the devil because it kind of feels like it is in other people's hands. But when you know, just like you believe that you're going to fail, imagine if you believe that you knew that God had your back. It's just almost like you gaining ignorance to everything else. And that's where your ignorance should be. Like, God is there, so okay. It's almost like fearless ignorance. Leave your ignorance in God's hands. I don't know why I needed to say that. But okay. Alright, so what do we need to do to fix this fire? Now this should be water or air. So let's see what happens. Okay. Now these two came up. King of Wands and the Earth card. So this is more failing with a purpose and holding on too much to one thing when there's other things around you. So you're going into this thinking that you only have one gift when these are your gifts and you have to fight other people back for your gifts. And 7 is also perfection, the perfection of you. So let's move on. Okay. So the card is the Ace of Pentacles. It still doesn't fix the process, but let's see what it says. Let's just clear it out first. Now that's a beautiful card, but it's not helping right now. The Lovers is an air card, so this completes the energy for here. Right. So this completes the energy for here. And what now I'm gonna get these meanings. So I'm gonna put this right here real quick. Just so I could. So after these failed attempts, but knowing that eventually you will find it, after that, this is what God is telling me right now. So the Ace of Pentacles, perfect contentment, felicity, ecstasy, also speedy intelligence and goal, right? Of course, we know this as abundance, but intelligence is what I'm after right now, because this is what you need. You need the intel. One of the greatest things in war is the intel, the information rules a war. If you know somebody's marching towards you and they're going to be there in 20 days, you can make a whole trap for them, right? That's the information at play. That's the information. Information is power. So there is an influx of information that's coming towards you. That's going to, I don't know why I put it there. I need to leave it here. But it's an influx of information coming straight from God, almost like an idea that just manifests immediately. As soon as you call it, Like, I knew it. I knew that was it. I wasn't sure. I knew it was it. So you have your basically your divine catalyst coming towards you. That's what it's given to me. So after the catalyst is coming towards you, it doesn't really do you much just to know the information. You have to feel it out. And this is where the love is coming to play, in that dark position. Right? Now, this is about imagination and illusion and reality. So let's talk about it. This is the major arcana. The Lovers. Attraction, love, beauty, trials overcome. So naturally, after all of these failed attempts, but it's not really failed attempts, it's you not giving up on yourself, is you believing that other people knew more than you of yourself, and it was going to take what they were saying to get you to your abundance. Or like I said, the equilibrium of fire doesn't take much for you to do what you need to do here in this earth. So any kind of blockage is a lesson, or somebody doing that intentionally, right? But it's all a lesson in the first place, because like I said, we allow these things to happen, because at any time you can just up and dip. It's not hard. But in this world, in this day and age, this fear of missing out, it's impossible. So I understand where this is coming from. So, decisions. You're going to get some information on some... Okay, the Lovers, for me, can run with relationships, right? Now, this can go one way, two ways, right? The naked truth. However that resonates for you, leave a comment in the description below. I know I hit somebody hard just now. But you either got some information, or somebody is about to tell you something. Somebody called you, say, or somebody that you haven't heard from in a long time just called you for no reason, it seemed, but they were just fishing for information. Because this person probably likes you, but they don't want to overstep. But if you see something, say something, right? And that's your friend. Now, we understand how this can get tricky. So, be careful who's around you. So, let's go to the light, which is the King of Pentacles. Doesn't need any help because it is an infinity, right? But let's go over what this means. In the light aspect of correspondence, this is about the path that God lined up specifically for you to get to what you came here for, or what you're dreaming about, right? So this is the King of Pentacles, and you're a fire sign, so anything that God gives you, you're going to use that. You're going to use it. You're going to master it. And that's your gift. It won't even be hard for you to do. But when it comes to expansion, that's a little bit of a problem, because there's a lot of blockages in the way. Your fire is here, and they were, or still, well, they were in other people's hands. Your inspiration was in other people's hands, believing that they knew, like I said. But the King of Pentacles, valor, realizing intelligence, right? So not only is God giving you the information, He's going to be like the weirdest random chance. Oh, what a coinkydink that I run into you here. And you're going to have straight face. I don't know why that was necessary. Straight face. It's not going to make you excited. It's not going to make you upset. It's just going to give you the naked truth. And it's almost like truth moves mountains. Alright, that's for that. There is a focus on the dark. It's not too crazy with the energy coming towards you. Not too much karma. It's more like you received your justice now. Your abundance is on the way. But it requires patience. Because you can't force time. You can't force these chances. Don't force the situation. Let it come to you. That's divine feminine energy coming into play. And we both have them. When it comes up to the guys, the men, I wanted to speak on this before. The divine feminine energy in a man allows him to sit in his power. That's it. When you're too much in your masculine energy, it's more like a hog, and you don't grow because you have nothing to use. You're supposed to be using what comes out of you naturally, right? You know, you wake up in the morning, you go to work, this comes out of you naturally. But you're supposed to use it for yourself. It seems like somebody's manipulating you to use it for themselves. But the craziest thing about your gift, and the reason why they got you around in the first place, is because you got so much to give. Because it's almost like you done been through this already, multiple lifetimes. You done been through this already, so you have all of the information already. All you had to do was wait for the chance to get around it, to learn from it. So that might be one of your gifts. Call them quirks or divine attractions, things that just come to you because that's your gift. I can say I'm lucky, and certain times I'll be like, wow, God, looking around, because that was just so random and lucky. 3 is the Justice card. Now, in the space of ether, you expect air to be there, and that's perfect, because air is about the energy of the heart space, and the heart space, the energy of the heart fills the ether. So the ether is filled with love, with air, right? For the people who understood that, y'all understood that. I don't need to explain it. Moving on from Justice, let's see what it says, because this is in affinity. Anything, now I forgot to say one thing. This, in the spaces of equilibrium, they have no definite affinity that needs to be there, but you will want them to be a certain way for the maximum expansion, the maximum, I don't know how to explain it, but you will want them to be in order. Now, when it comes to ether, it can be fire or air, right? You see how this works a little bit? And it is air, the Justice card. Let's see what it says. Justice is between the self and pleasure. So, as I said before, equity, rightness, probity, executive, triumph of the deserving side in law. Right. So, not that you want to be right. You want to do the right thing. And you don't accept nothing else happening but the right thing. So it seems like you're failing, but in actuality, you're just stopping the wrong things from happening, with all of this random stuff happening around you. Random chances that this should not happen, that you shouldn't be here, my account should be this much. It's just opportunity. It's just how things are set up. Divine timing. For you to do the right thing. God knows what you want to do. Now, people, this is the thing. It takes a lover. It takes a lover or a really harsh life event to bring out the worst and or the best of you. Right? So, understand how that can be a little frustrating. That this person was guided to you from God to teach you the worst and the best things about yourself. You have to understand it as the information comes to you. your gift is to understand the lessons. So just use your gift. Stop thinking that you don't have what it takes. You already know the answers. It's just painful to do because you have dreams. Painful because you have dreams. You believe in your dreams. And the thing is, think of a belief as a point in space. If you hold on to this point, can you ever get to the next planet? Can you ever get to the next system? Can you ever get to the next thing? So that idea is a point in your mind that you're not letting go. But it's not flushing the energy. So think of it as a clog. If that's important for somebody right now, hopefully y'all not. None of y'all bathrooms and all that stuff is clogged up. Watch what you're eating. Yeah. So there's no work. There's no extra work that needs to be done. This is an affinity. It's for you to learn something. And let's move on from there. When it comes up to your desire, this is the Emperor. And it is a fire card. So it is out of affinity. And actually messing with your desire. This is where other people come into play and sit in your throne and say, okay, this is what you should be doing because I know what's best for you. I have the money. I should hold the money. Matter of fact, I should rule this because I've been through the things. Matter of fact, you know, the crown on my head is very beautiful, and God told me that, so woe is me. I don't know why I said woe is me, but to believe, let me continue this. This is them talking. To believe that I am doing the wrong thing for you. I'm guiding you in the wrong way. To believe that I wasn't guided to tell you what you need to be doing is wrong, is beyond me. But how you feel about it and what you need to understand is cool that off because you are a Leo, Sag, Aries, and that means that you're gonna be the one to tell yourself what you're doing regardless. So whoever's sitting here is in the hot seat right now because they can't. Alright, so let's see how we're going to fix this. Alright, with Two of Cups. The love is the Two of Cups. Look at that. Let's see what it says. Well, I didn't even look at the Emperor card, but that's what I got from it. Let's see what the Emperor says first. Stability, power, protection. Oh, realization, a great person, aid, reason, confliction, also authority and will. So the belief that somebody else knows what's best for you, their will in their lives for you, meaning like their will for you in their lives, what they expect to happen in their lives regarding you is stronger. You know, it could be due to manipulation, but it's stronger than your will for yourself. You're stuck in your mind, but not for long. You only got two wands, but these two wands are right here. So after you stop dreaming about these things happening and start actually formulating a plan to get rid of this thing, to get rid of these things that stop you, to get over this, I'm not just going to call it pain, because you only go through something because you believe in it. If you didn't care, you would not be there. It's as simple as that. So that pull is a lesson, and until you learn a lesson, you won't unattract from it. You know how we attract things into our life, and thinking about that point that you're holding on to, you can repel from that point too, but it's a mental process. And becoming neutral, exactly, you just float. For the science people, I know that made sense to y'all. But yeah. Alright, so from there to the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is love, passion, friendship, affinity. Right? Now, okay. Union, concord, sexual relations, that which nature has sanctified. Alright. So using the information, right? You squash that fire. Because earth on fire equals no more fire, right? And that's in your divine light. Let me see. Since you squashed that fire, you had nothing else but what's coming to you naturally to fill the space. So, to fill your desire. You squashed out that fire and found your desire. Okay, this could be union with self, or forgiveness and all of that bull, but we all need to do it. Forgiveness runs both ways. You don't have to forgive. This is like the message that's coming out everywhere now. You don't have to forgive somebody and still be like, and still allow the same thing to happen. You can forgive and put up a boundary. That's what you can do. It's within your power. It's within your right. And plus, you got the information to back it up, because they can't lie to you. You know. Somehow, some way, you know. You just do, whether it's a gut feeling or not. This is like a meteor that came down and said, now you know. Now you know. Almost like a big message. It could have been a dream that you had. Pay attention to your dreams. I had a dream about a rabbit, an all-white rabbit. It kind of looked like a Pokemon or something. I don't know, but it had blue streaks of, like, how Avatar Aang is. The blue streaks all over the body. That's what it looked like. It was an all-white rabbit with blue streaks, and as soon as I came into conscious that I was dreaming, it was like running at like light speed, stopped, and like look, how bugs do their antenna things, right? And it was like registering me, but it couldn't see me. And then I woke up, right? So I don't know if that was significant to somebody, because we all know the Energizer Bunny, right? It was definitely some kind of electricity, and electricity runs polar with the magnetosphere and all that other stuff, right? Running with purpose. Running with purpose. I don't know why that's okay. If that resonated with somebody, leave a comment in the description. Again, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get on the map. We all understand the algorithm. If you like this style of reading, there will be plenty more. I have so many ideas that I can barely start. And I have so many ideas that I can barely start. And it's a process for me because, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. So these are one of my struggles. But I see so many things for you guys, the world, right? That's just me. But let's get to it. After desire, you have will. And this is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is like you're just about to figure out everything, but it's the most painful moment. It's almost like the climax moment. Just approaching. You can see it. The finish line, the yellow tape. You're about to run through it. But it's with the mental. Like, it's almost like you've been so patient with yourself. You want to be like other people who are also hiding away from themselves because it's easier. And just by the way I said that is, you're not going to do that, because who you naturally are, once you get that information, it activates you, because that's just who you are. I'm getting a lot of nerd vibes here, but people are nerds for what they are passionate about. So everybody's a nerd if you have a passion. You just are, and you should be. If you're not a nerd for what you're trying to do, thank you. Anything that makes you feel like a nerd is probably something that you are passionate about, and you should look more into, because you can make money out of it. Using the things, using your gifts, because you have unlimited knowledge to do whatever you want with anything, because it comes naturally to you. Many gifts to use at your disposal. So, naturally, death, failure, miscarriage, delay, and deception. Now, this could be deceiving yourself or making yourself believe that in doing the same thing will give you different results. Insanity, right? Insanity is crazy. Because you would swear that you're doing something completely different. But when you look at it from a different perspective, and you see it, you see it, and it kind of disgusts you. Like, that's yourself. Look in the mirror and say, okay, and I still love you. I still love you. Like, that don't matter. You still love yourself at the end of the day. So regardless of whatever you tell yourself out loud in the mirror, I love you. You, not I love me. I love you. Talk to yourself. Because you are there. You live. You experience. You wake up in the morning. There is something for you to do in this world still. That's the fact of it. It only takes one more lesson. You right there. Divine timing. Sometimes when you're just about to be launched into your abundance, there's a mission attached to it. And you have to be ready. And you almost are. Let's get to that. So, what must be in this space is either earth or fire. Because air, in a space where you're supposed to ignite something. Shout outs to all the weed heads out there. Y'all know if y'all try to light a lighter in wind, good luck. And also, good luck to what you're trying to burn. It just won't work, right? So, this is what's happening in your air. You rolled a masterpiece, right? You made something perfect, but it is in the wrong place. Cover it up. Give it some, I don't know, not flavor. Oh yeah, maybe. Flavor. Give it some flavor. Spice it up a little bit. It doesn't need to be I don't know why I said that. It doesn't need to be as dull as you hear it now. It was amazing when you first heard it, and it is still amazing now. You just feel a different way about it. But it is still amazing because time is not real. Right? So, it's exactly the way you saw it in the beginning. But there's a lot of things that... Woo! I don't even know how to say that again. Moving on. Let's fix this. Alright. So, the Two of Wands. I'm gonna go this way or this way. Why? Because you're fed up and you're gonna do something, or you're planning to do something that's gonna take you, it seems far right, put you far right? Well, this is left, but when it's coming into the tree of life, it's right. So this is right here, this is left here. But on the Philosopher's Stone, this is, the dark is actually right, and the light is actually left. So, yeah, I'm completely losing my sense of left and right. Oh man, completely losing it. I'll be like, okay. It happened once. Didn't expect it because, yeah. Oh, okay. Imagine you have a powerful flashlight that you know works, but you're completely outside in the sun. has no effect there. There's no need. There's an area that your work can preside, and it's completely, nobody knows about it. Only you know about it, and it's specifically for you. Designed, tailored to exactly who you are and all your faults, all of it. So think about that mirror. That black mirror, I think about it as going within, but when you go within, you see a tunnel, and now you have a flashlight. So you're looking at yourself through a different lens, from another perspective of seeing everything from a whole. That's what this gives. Oh, seeing everything from a whole. You see this earth is in his hand, or this planet, or whatever. Looking at it from 5D. Is that the 6D? Forgot. But that's what your will is giving me right now. So hopefully that helps. We're going to move on from will to the spirit. Now the spirit is the Wheel of Fortune, and this is a fire card. Wheel of Fortune is a beautiful card, but that just means that some kind of divine intervention, some kind of divine thing, event needed to happen before you had to realize something. Remember who you are. I don't know why I need to say that. You are a fortunate being, because when you realize your gifts, you realize why the people were there, because it was so good to be around. They couldn't get enough. Shout out to J. Cole, Can't Get Enough. Listen to that song. Okay. So where would this even go? I just plucked the card for no reason. Hold on. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. So this is an air card, and that means this is fanning the flame. But if the flame didn't have, oh, okay. Your spirit had to basically teach you a lesson in who you are. And then once you found out who you are, it's almost like that riddle that you couldn't solve for weeks and months and years, and then you see it, and it's just like, I can die now, I can live in peace, that kind of feeling, like there's nothing else that this world can provide me, because I've achieved it all. That kind of feeling, right? But that's what's headed towards you. So the Wheel of Fortune to the Fool, let's read it. Both major arcana. Wheel of Fortune is from your spirit to your house of value and relationships. So you are starting to see the value in yourself. Spirit had to teach you a lesson in the value of yourself and why they were coming around you in the first place. And once you did, you felt like a fool, and then had no choice but to just do your own thing, because it didn't matter. You are a leader in where you're supposed to be in your life. And whoever's designated to follow, they will, Destiny, fortune, success, elevation, luck, felicity. So it's your destiny to set something right. It is in divine order to set something right. So I don't think you have to do much of anything. You can become defenseless, and it's nothing that any of these entities, anything that you even do for yourself that can do anything against what's coming towards you. You reached a point where God says, you know what, you learned enough. It doesn't look like you're ready, but I know you're ready. You just need a swift kick in the butt. Right? I don't know why I said it like that. Somebody needed to hear it just like that. Maybe somebody's, family used to say that to them. But moving on from there to the Fool. Folly, mania, extravagance, intoxication, delirium, frenzy, bewilderment. I don't even know what that means. Bewilderment? Okay. You see how your gift is in knowledge and abundance and things like that you can use? So why not be a little free in what you do? Because if you are free in what you do, not many people are guiding what you're doing for yourself. You have more of a focus of who you are and that connection to your spirit, and that spirit is guiding you more than your mind and other people's emotions and thoughts and perceptions of life. That's what it's giving me right now. So let's move on from the spirit to the mind, which is the world is in the mind right now. So the foolish spirit is handled, is getting what it's need. You have flow up into the spirit right now. Understand that this is like a circle, right? A circle of numbers. And once you reach back to 13 or 0, it starts the whole process again. Because in the mind, you have the world. Assured success in your mind. Now, every time you're about to fail, it's like, yeah, I know this time is going to be right. Don't think of it as deception from God. And I know that's hard to hear because if it's not for you, it's not for you. Or at least not for you yet. You can't skip the process because you see it. Assured success, recompense, voyage, route, immigration, flight, change of place. Not that it's a world of opportunity. Not everything is for you. You need to stick with what brings you joy and happiness and what comes easy to you. This way you can align yourself to your point that you never let go of. Once you understand who you are, never let go. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. Don't be ignorant. Be ignorant in who you are, but be fair. I should say it that way. Don't let nobody tell you who you are but yourself. Your words matter the most in your mind. Your words will overwrite anything that anybody has said to you. So, you know these affirmations that we have? These affirmations are literally taking space in your mind from the old BS that used to be there. And it's almost like a mantra that comes in. Now you have this thought that's constantly saying the thing and blocking people like the Matrix, right? Blocking these thoughts like, nope. I'm abundant, I'm joyful, I'm happy, I'm this, I'm that. I am me, right? And nobody can stop me. So you're starting to understand how everything works. And it's almost like you can do anything, but not everything is for you. You still have residual programming from other people left. So you need more time. I know that sucks. But you have the world in your hand, in your will, right? This is speaking to me. You have the world in your hand, in your will, and it's going to do you justice. And the world is a earth card, and that's infinity, so there's not much you need to do here. Just clear your lens, because all of this earth that you have up here, all of these gifts that you think, all of these things that you know that you can do with your body, with yourself, and everything that you've thought of, all of these ideas, think of them as dust, like a dust storm. You can't see because you have so many ideas. Concentrate on that one that you keep coming back to, and it'll clear the dust. It'll settle it so you can see the sun. You can get, you can grow your crop, right? Alright. So now, we're on the body. I've been holding up 7 of Wands for the whole time. It's been speaking to me, so let's see what it says. Now that I have more information. I didn't want to go into the explanation without having the information. I didn't want to skip the process. It is a card of valor for the surface. For on the surface, 6 are attacking 1 who has, however, the advantage position. On the intellectual plane, it signifies discussion, wordy strife in business, negotiations, war of trade, barter, competition. It is further a card of success for the combatant is on the top, and his enemies may be unable to reach him. So it's like you have free reign it's almost looking like this guy's now fighting himself. You've gotten rid of the things already, now you're fighting yourself. But that might not be for everybody. When it comes to the actual people using your power against you, or the people that can actually help you, you're discovering that. And it comes easy. These people just like gravitate towards you like like glue. They just come out of nowhere. These chance occurrences that you have, these random conversations that you have with people, it's not for no reason. It's not for no reason. Take the information out of every experience so you can hurry up and learn your lesson. It's up to you. The choice is yours, right? Okay. In equilibrium, we would want this to be of the body, right? And fire supports the body. So there's nothing to do here. We gotta let this process run out. It's gonna take some time, but you don't want to focus on what's happening with the things that are leaving you right now. You don't want to focus on the things that are being taken away from you right now, because it's making space for something else. See, I really couldn't even talk just now. Because when truth comes out, the energy don't want you to hear it. Because it's a seed that they know you're going to water in your mind. Maybe somebody is keeping you away from the information. They have an advantage over you. Maybe you have a contract with them. Maybe you have a... Yeah. This is either everybody controlling you or your team now going against the thing that's controlling everybody. So this gives me a lot of government is being teamed up on by these people. Or your organization, your tribe, your squad, your family is now understanding what's going on and is able to help you. I don't know why I needed to say that just now. So, yeah. Let me pull a card for the body and see if it winds up with the Earth card in general, because that's how I want to see it right now. Oh, I'm slow, because equilibrium shifts and it doesn't need to be clarified. So the air is this way, the earth is this way, the earth is this way, and the fire is this way. You're leaning towards action. That's what it's saying right now. You're taking a lot of action. You were in your mind, and you realize that being in your mind is pointless, and you can't do magic, so you gotta get up and do the magic yourself, or and perform yourself. How should I say? Yeah. The King of Swords is infinity, it's on the air, it's on your polarity. So let's look at that real quick. Knowing what we know about this whole process, we're going to go into your actual elemental, call them hindrances, helps, blockages, or anything, you know. What's in your house, your mental home. That's what it is, sorry. What's in your mental home. Understand this shape right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Think of it as a house, and that's your mental home. So, this is in the space of your home. I hope that makes sense. Because I'm moving to the king. He sits in judgment, holding the unsheathed sign of his suit. That means you have completely gained your power. There is a thing about expansion. You need contraction too. You need to go in, go without. In, out. It's almost like breathing, right? So whoever's not getting that good air, I don't know why at work, if you're not having good ventilation, you should open the window. Make them open the window. Force the issue. You have power. Everything that's going on right now, you can easily say, I feel congested in something, I feel like something's about to, they gotta get up and move. They gotta get up and move. The people are coming into their power. So a lot of these businesses are just submitting because they have to. They want to make these trillions, these billions or whatever. they have to cooperate with us a little bit more. It's a lot harder to let things go over us anymore. A lot harder because we have our own. We have our own way. A lot of people are starting so many businesses in so many different ways to do whatever they comes to their mind, no matter what it is. They're just doing it. Why? Because they know it's better than the system. And shout outs to y'all. Keep doing it. Don't let them think that you a fool. You are doing something because you believe in it. That's it. And if God loves the fact that you believe in this, because you know, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. Keep doing it. Because somebody gonna see it and somebody gonna like it. There's a trillion, billion, million, mega million people in this world, right? 14 trillion. Some, right? I think that's the number. I forgot. So, this King of Swords was telling me just now, judgment. Judgment is not all bad. You have to judge a fire to see if it's hot enough. We judge the heat to say, okay, if I touch this, it'll be fine, or is it not going to be fine? Let me be the judge. Or am I going to be an idiot and touch it? No judgment. The absence of judgment is also bad than judging too much. You judge too much, you don't have a lot of movement because you baby stepping all over the place. God gave you full blown, and I'm not even say that, you know. God gave you everything that you need to work on in all the steps, in all the baby steps that you need. So it's okay to make a bigger step. You don't need to, not penny pinch, but be picky over everything because you're walking in your divine alignment. Take bigger steps. You have the ability to go a little bit faster. Don't run, but work with yourself. Gradually go a little bit faster. So, the fire, which is your rhythm, which is basically the fire sign's gifts, right? Is to get the rhythm with yourself, doing the things that you were born to do. That's what you gotta do the best. I am a Cancer, Aquarius, Sag, right? So I got a lot of that rhythm in me. Also, I'm a Cancer, Leo, cusp. So there we go. A lot of fire, a lot of water, a lot of all over the place, right? Just yeah. So this is the 3 of Cups in your fire. So not that you're expanding so much, you're using what's around you a lot. You're using what's around you perfectly without knowing it. It's like you're doing the things and can't see it. And impatient because you think it's not happening. You're doing the things. Look at yourself. See yourself from that outside perspective. That third person point of view, right? See yourself from that angle. Looking at yourself do what you do. And you can find the patterns that lead to your all the negativity in your life. You can find those patterns if you just look at yourself. You don't need anything else. You don't need to know anybody else. You don't really need to know much of the information. But you have it. And you have the ability to just run into it, to be guided to it. You know that. Métier, trade, skill, and labor. Usually, however, regarded as a card of nobility. Aristocracy, renown, glory, right? Of course you hear nobility, right? But nobility is about the physical process. And the page is the before the noble, but going in the process, training, knight, king, queen, right? Queen, king, right? Those are the nobles, but that's the physical process. That means you're past the mental when it comes into this. So you don't really need to work on expansion, but density. And what does that mean? That's formation. That's like you need to form out some of the things that you've already created. Not everything was a failure. Some of the things brought beautiful things. Some of the things that you created will have value a lot of value later. So don't think everything is trash. One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? So if you think your art is trash, somebody's willing to buy that because that's treasure to them. Understand that. Let me move on. Ooh, I don't even know what to say after that. Your art is trash and somebody's gonna love that shit. So keep going. If you think it's trash, make it more trash. Just might as well own it, and it's gonna be beautiful. Sometimes the work that you just are free to do, just comes out beautiful, just because there's no stress. And this also gives me eruption energy, right? So what does that mean? Imagine you had a pot of just heat and you put earth on it. So this gives me volcano. This heat is melting this earth and causing it to want to crack and combust. So you're about to blow up. You're about to blow up like there's no tomorrow. Keep doing what you're doing. Somebody's going to see it because it's not trash. It's actually perfection. You are a perfect being. Anything that you do is perfect. It's not wrong. It's just a lesson you needed to know in order to get to the next part. That's it. We keep understanding this matrix, but we're not hearing it for the matrix it is. If you know the matrix, treat it like it's a matrix. And it will relieve some of the stress on what you expect to happen in your life. Because you understand what can and can't. You accept. Acceptance is crazy like that. It's just, you just wind up not stressing so much because you accept the situation. Doesn't mean you don't look to change it and make it better. You just accept it. People hate that. Alright, so the star is in the water card slot. The star is in the water slot, and the star is an air sign. So air is neutral to water, right? So that means that this is holding space. Doesn't really allow growth in this section when it comes up to your emotion. But this card runs dual because I see two pots of streams of water. So this air and this water is giving me, high pressure. Pressure from God. Pressure from yourself. You know how peer pressure is from peers? You are pressuring yourself to do certain things. And let's see what that means. That's the idea I have around this. Lost all this pressure, right? Oh, wow. I said pressure in the beginning. That was one of the main messages, right? So the worst possible time in eating the negative energy. When you eat the pressure, it's almost like releasing it. It's eating it. The star, loss, theft, privation, abandonment. Another reading says hope and bright prospects. Now, abandonment has to do with things that make you think. Things that make you. Nothing makes you but yourself. You don't need anything else to love yourself for who you are. You don't need Gucci shoes to love yourself. You don't need a car to love yourself. You don't need a woman to love yourself. You don't need any of it to love yourself. You came here with the ability to do it, and you love yourself before you had that first thought, before your first memories. You loved yourself before then. Before you had a clue what love was, you loved yourself. So just go back to that. It's not hard. It's right within you. You remember how it is to love yourself. Maybe the nostalgia of your life will give you ideas on what you can do right now to almost bring that energy of love to you. So pay attention to, well, think back to some of the things you used to do in your life that was just like careless and free. Yeah. So hopefully that explains the star. Now the star and the sun on the tree of life, they're opposites of the... Oh man. See, I have to show this. The sun and the star. The sun and the star, right? So they hold up the tower. So there was a tower moment, but it's almost like it was rebuilt instantly with an idea straight from God that gave you comfort. So it was like, wow, all I needed to do was let go of this first idea for that idea to just come right there. It wasn't even that hard, but I just had to believe in myself. This is like the conversation that you had with yourself a while ago or right now. Now, the tower is with communication. It's with connections. That's the tower right there. You have connections to things that keep you running, keep you afloat. Things that you believe that make you, and also things that you use as a catalyst to give yourself, like, you know, something to live on the day. You know, some people smoke, some people do a lot of other things, right? But I forgot why I said that. Oh, but the connections to these things. What happens if it was a connection to yourself in a way? Like, oh, I was addicted to going getting mani-pedis, so my toes were always good. So I gained the confidence to go outside, knowing nobody would ever say anything about this, right? Nobody would ever say anything about your toes and your hands. You are confident now. You ain't never got to worry about it, because that's what you did for yourself. As a pattern, as a rhythm for yourself. You don't got to worry about it no more. So all of these thoughts in your head, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. That rhythm that you're gaining to support yourself, to serve yourself, that's your first king, queen, whoever. That's your first king, queen, yourself, right? Serving yourself benefits you greater than serving other people. Naturally. And the sun is a mental process. And this is in the earth. Now, the sun is fire. Fire and earth are reversed in these two positions, which means to me that there's a balance, but it's like tricky. So the sun is material happiness, fortunate, marriage, contentment. So this is being happy with everything you already have, the naked truth of things. You know, the lovers and the sun, they're both naked, right? Survival and self-preservation is what coming right now. So instead of thinking that you needed so much to just operate and live, when you gain control over what you needed, of what you thought you wanted, you realize that what you have was enough. And the people who try to make you believe and manipulate you to go in this way or that way, what you can do, not what they can do, what you can do to give to everybody else, then you start to sit in your power, right? You start to say, okay, I know what's happening here, and I'm not going to allow it to happen. I'm going to do my own thing with my own gifts, and I'm sure that me being myself and my essential nature to gather the information, to use the information wisely, would allow me to get rid of some of the things that I don't need in my life, only to... And you see how the story is coming out, right? The sun brings plants and flowers and things like that. The sun brings that positive energy to the earth. So it's like positive, negative, neutral, abundance, growth. I guess I needed to say that to somebody. So we've gotten through the Pneuma effect, and we understand where some of the energy need. You have a little more work in your dark energy, which is basically the energy, your karma. You have a little bit of karma to clear out, and also that means you have the greater or an equal amount of energy coming towards you in your abundance, because this is how the system works. This is how the matrix works. Anything, something about laws of physics. I forgot it. I completely forgot it. I always remember that. But something an equal and opposite effect. I'm sure you know what that is. Yeah. So now what I want to do is expose what your ego has to go through, and what your id, your ID, basically your ID. There's a spirit consciousness and a mind consciousness. The mind consciousness is the ego, and the spirit consciousness, I don't even know what it's called, right? Soul, I don't know, right? The spirit is undergoing some betrayal. Your spirit is undergoing some betrayal. This is actually fanning the flames. And just like the star, it's offering you new perspective. Because you have nothing to love on no more. When you get rid of the things, when you burn those bridges completely, some bridges need to be burned, right? When you burn those bridges, the right ones, and that heartbreak finishes, understand the rain and the sun is going to make a lot of beautiful imagery. Green grass, green this, green that, abundance, fields, crops, imagine it. You got a lot coming towards you because of the pain that you went through. And that equal and opposite effect gives you the same amount of abundance and more. Moving on from the Pneuma, next is the magician, which is in the place of the ego. Now, this is a trickster because you are the one creating the darkness and the light, it seems. Because you don't understand how the ego works. I'm going to do this because I want to do this and I feel like I'm right and all this other stuff, right? The ego can trick you, but you actually believe that that's what you are owed. So, be careful, because those beliefs are infinite. And also, let me say this about the magician and that. So, yeah. Let me look at these two real quick. Actually, all three, because I didn't look at these three. The 10 of Pentacles is gain riches, family matters, archives, extraction, the abode of a family. So this is like almost your Akashic records, your ancestors, your spirit is guiding you towards things that are for you. You knew this, it's like you already knew this information. You just had to be prepared for it in order to control it and bring it into this world. You were sent here to bring a certain amount of information to the world, expose us to a certain amount of things for all of our abundance. Not just for yours. It's not a selfish journey out here. This is a give. It's almost like a give and give life. People just want to take from you. So you have to understand when not to give. I'm getting that right now. But this is why everybody is after you, because you have that power of generational wealth builders, like generational wealth building. That's your skill. You know how to put things together so it can work. You can clearly see this pattern forming with the pentacles, but you know how that works. So when it goes up to the id, or the zodiac, you have the 3 of Swords. Now, removal, absence, delay, division, rupture, dispersion, and all that design signifies naturally. So, we already understand. I kind of explained this to you. Something's being removed so you can make space for something else. Your inner you is creating space. Oh! Who you finding out, how should I say this? The things that you are learning about yourself is stopping all the waterworks, all the emotions, right? Because since you know it about yourself, it can't be moved. And it doesn't, people don't affect you that much. Remember that pivot point in the mind. As long as you hold on to yourself as hard as you can, nobody can affect you unless you allow them, right? To affect you, yeah. So moving on to the Magician, this is a major arcana. Magician is connected to Bina and Ketha, which is from secrets to ambition. So naturally, this is about knowing everything is not always good, because how could you learn? If you are done learning, you're done growing. So humble yourself and understand that there's a billion things to learn out here. And this is why you're going through a lot of the hardships in the first place, for you to learn. So the Magician, skill, diplomacy, address, subtlety, sickness, pain, loss, disaster, snares of enemies, self-confidence, the will, and the querent, if male, right? Yeah. So, using your skills of manifestation, they can't hold you. Whether you are doing it out of an egoic state, it's okay, because sometimes you are aligned to do things in divine time. God knew you was going to do that. So why not? There's already a path in that decision after you've made it. There's already a path back to your abundance. As soon as you make any wrong decision, there's already a path to your abundance that's already set out for you. So don't think that every decision that you make is going to be a one and done, and it's done, my life is over. No. There's always a way back. It's not back, not to a person. There's always a way back to yourself. So those are the energies that are working right now. So next is what I like to call the star stream. Now, this is a 5-step process in how you can mechanically do the things that you need to do with your chakras, your elements, to actually get to what you came here for. So this is all about the divine clue and how you can use what you can use, how you can experiment what you can use, how you express that experimentation, how you integrate it into your life, and how you transcend it, meaning like how you master it. And then after mastery, you have self-direction and self-actualization, and then you become one with yourself. It's almost like you understand yourself. It's almost like you're walking here with no armor on, but you can't be touched. Alright, so going through this process, you can understand how to use some of the pieces that you need, some of the pieces that you have. Understand the body as a space of tools too, because you use your body as a tool to do things. Therefore, the 7 of Wands is going to give us an idea. It's going to go up this line into the abundance, in a sense. So understand that's what the energy is going to be doing. So first is experimentation, and I'm going to draw a card for what God is asking you to experiment on. Okay. So I'm going to put the 5 down, and then I'm going to explain them. If you have the 10 of Wands going to the Hierophant, then to the Hermit, then to the King of Cups. Ooh. Now, for how to find gold. Ooh, that's a lot. Everything is showing up. The Devil, the Tower, all of it. There's a lot of mages. Let me shuffle this for that last piece. Might as well. to the 8 of Swords. Alright. In experimentation, this is what God is asking you to do. The 10 of Wands. God wants you to have faith. And it's simple as that. Yes, this is a lot of trials. Yes, you are holding a lot of power. Yes, you can do all of these things right now. But will it work right now? This is about having trust in God, that in order for you to get what you need, what you want, you have to go and obey a certain amount of time and patience. You have to understand each trial as you go through them. You can't understand all the trials right now and say, oh, I'm finished, so I can just do it. But experimentation runs deep. So the things that you find that gives you a sense of honor and pride, right? Those are the things that you should look into doing more of. These events, or these, let's just say if you like to dance, right? You dance by yourself and it gives you a sense of, oh, I'm a king, I'm a queen, and nobody can hold me, right? Do those things more that give you that energy, because in a sense you're being yourself and you're using your gifts just in that little bit of action. And that's also a clue. It might be in a hobby that you have. There's a hobby that's going to manifest into something, because after the 10 is the page, right? You have the thing. You're formulating the thing, you have the thing. So most likely little bits of hobbies that you have in your life, even the vices, you can learn from them too. Alright, so when it comes up to your expression, there's experimentation and expression. After you experiment, you need to find out if you like it or not, and you have emotions on that. So the expression from using all of your vices and your gifts and things like that is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is an earth card, and it is out of affinity, but it also supports it's not out of affinity. It supports the process of water, which is in the planting, planting crops, waiting for your abundance. Marriage, alliance, captivity, servitude by another account, mercy and goodness, inspiration, the man to whom the current has recourse, right? So this one was about a current, and this is about a current recourse. Don't ask me what that means, but this has a connection. I just noticed it. So marriage and alliance is, to me right now, there's somebody who's not just like you, but worked so well with you, it's obvious. Maybe that's a business partner. Maybe that's, when it comes to a relationship, maybe that's the person for you. If it's just completely easy and obvious, like, okay, that was dope, and now I'm leaving, I don't want to be away from this person. Whoever gives you that feeling of that pull, that magnetic pull, like, I should be around this person is good for me, that the people that give you these ideas, stay next to them. Not stalk them, but, talk to them. Pick their mind, pick their brain, find out what they know, because most likely they're willing to share it. And it'll give you some insight on what you need to integrate into your life, because maybe they've been through it already. So let's see this hermit process. It seems like it's a lonely one, an integration into yourself, because why would you need anybody else's say so? This is a process of going within yourself, learning what you need to do for yourself. And hermit means prudence, circumspection, and also especially treason, dissimulation, roguery, and corruption. Roguery is about stealing, but you can't think of an idea as stealing it. Now, let me say something. What's the point of giving something to the world if you think that they're taking it from you? Just keep it for yourself if you feel that way. It could be with knowledge and data. It could be with things. It doesn't matter what it is. Regardless, you know how to use it properly. So control it. So when it comes up to integration and how this is about finding what works for you only. Clearly, because wow, that was self-explanatory. Finding what works for you. It's a lonely journey because not everybody's actions are for you. Not everybody's scenes are for you. You're designed to be in a certain scene. It could be one that you haven't seen before, right? So you need to create it. The King of Cups is about transcendence. Now, after you done experimented and got the feelings about it and gained a rhythm of the new thing that you want to do for yourself, then you transcend it. It becomes a part of you, becomes a part of your habits and patterns, and eventually you gain, not the point of it, you reach the point of it, you complete certain things, and the cycle is complete with the information. Not the information, with the qualities. These 4 places are seasons, so let me do it right quick. Water is winter, air is spring, fire is summer, earth is fall, right? So it's all about the seasons and cycles, right? So in the spring, you got cups, a lot of rain. This is giving me an idea of storm right now, but let me see what it says. Fair man, man of business, law or divinity, responsible, disposed, to oblige the current. There goes that word. Also equity, art and science, including those who profess science, law, and art. Creative intelligence. Okay. So this experimentation, it seems, is gonna upgrade you in a point where everything that you see is gonna be different because you're gonna be seeing it through a new lens, a more creative lens. You're gonna become the person that you were designed to be here in the first place. So it's almost like rebirth energy. Okay. And now when it comes into your aspiration, now that we come full circle, this is the last card I'm gonna speak about. And let's see what it has to say. Coming to the end of the reading. The 8 of Swords. Now, under this card, the 8 of Swords, you have Justice. So, this, it says bad news, and then I seen Justice. I was like, okay. The naked truth is designed to affect you. It's designed to move you. Why? Because God does not want you to be in that place. Movement is necessary. So truth is necessary. Stop hiding your truth from other people. But let's see what it says when it comes to your aspiration. Bad news, violent chagrin, crisis, censure, power and trammels, conflict, calumny, also sickness. Alright. To ascend, basically, it says censure. But I got censor for some reason. And in order for you to be who you are, you can't be afraid for people to see you. Fault and all. And this is why almost like, yeah, they're going to come at you with a lot of things to say. But remember that you're protected. You're blessed. It doesn't matter if you don't see it. What it's saying here for me right now, be careful of what you're thinking of, because your thoughts have power and they can stop you from getting to what you need to get to, because I guess your thoughts are the only thing that's stopping you from yourself, from knowing yourself, figuring out who you are. Alright, so basically we are at the end of the reading. I hope you got what you came to get, you know. Hopefully I sparked something in you for you to move on your life. You know, that's what we're here for. If you would like to know more about how I actually read on this board and what I'm actually thinking about while I'm reading. Like I said before, take a look at the first video. My Cash App is in the description below. Follow the channel. Hopefully I can get this app out. This app is for all of the readers, and it's going to basically upgrade the whole industry in itself. It's going to make the whole industry look like the best one in the world because it's so connected, and you guys were so... all of the readers have had this motivation to carry the message for so long, and I just see a place for it, and that's what I'm after. So after all that is said and done, I'm glad you could be here. My name is Kafa. It's good to see you. Like the video. Peace.